this is Eve Christoph. This is Eve's Eden Show, and I'm your love life coach. Why is it that we women seem to stop wanting sex the older we get? That's at least the image we're given of who we are to become, what our fate is. And I keep hearing from actually a number of older women, especially when they hit 60, about this phenomena where they just aren't into it anymore. It just like drops away and they have no libido. Well, I want to just give you a whole nother perspective on this, okay? Because this is something that really that I went through on a really profound level and really discovered a whole new sexual self. Basically, I finished menopause about 10 years ago, and I really thought everything was over for me at that point. I really thought that my sexuality had died long before that, and I just didn't, I couldn't feel much, and I just couldn't find my libido, until I started actually, after my divorce, I started dating a whole different kind of man. I started dating only people who were really touching my heart and my spirit and my sensual personality. So rather than going for an energy that was very lustful on a physical level, I was going for lust on a spiritual level, sexiness on a cosmic heart level. And I really didn't care anymore whether or not I had intercourse. It just really was about, was there a communion, something worthwhile on a spirit level that I could experience. And in this adventure, I ended up having a couple of lovers who took me on a soulful, sensual adventure that was nothing like anything I had experienced before. They were people who were very, very tuned in to feminine energy, and they were both were actually from Latin cultures. And so the idea was they would start, and it wasn't both people at the same time at all. It was one for 2 years and one for another 2 years, or something like that. Basically their way of going about connecting with me was sort of like all day long. It was like an all day long flirtation, dance, turn on. And what happened to my body over that time period absolutely changed my entire belief about what is possible for all women as we get older, because they were turning me on my terms, like on my physical, my spiritual, my mental, my intellect really needed to be connected with. And I just turned into like a juicy waterfall of like flushed pussy passion, and this also for them, thinking that, you know, their cocks were waning down, and this was part of their plan, was they were going to become better lovers on a soulful, romantic level. Well, what none of us over these years had counted on was that I would become like a fountain of more fertile, waterfalls, energy, slipperiness, whatever, than ever as a young woman. Because as a young woman, you have these time periods where you're fertile that last just like a couple of days, and then the rest of the time, there's all these there's tacky mucus and there's dryness, and suddenly I was in this place where the fertile pussy thing was just always going on, and they became like having all new cock energy, like much more strength, much more longevity, much more fullness, for length, everything. And there was this, the dance became very, very long between us. It was not like, and maybe it was because of being older, wasn't this urgency to have orgasms. It was a feeling like we don't know if we're even going to accomplish anything here, so we're just going to connect. And that in that deep connection would unroll the kundalini, the actual sexual life force between us would start to energetically take us on its wave. And then what happened from there was our bodies just became all new abilities, all new orgasmic states of consciousness. So the lovemaking was on a spiritual level that would, from the spirit place, then affect our bodies. And then our bodies would be at a much higher vibrational orgasmic experience than ever had been from just the lustful way of going about things. So this story is to really point out for women who are getting a little older and you think it's over. Really what's happened is the game has changed. Your needs are different. Your way of making love is completely a new ball game. You're mature now, so you need actual connection on all the other mature parts of yourself that have never been touched before. So far from this being over for you, this is just the beginning of your actual feminine bliss. If you are made love to, truly made love to, on your terms where you're at, and then your body will come into an absolutely new, totally new, multi-orgasmic place of absolutely loving sex, wanting it, but it won't be sex that you're wanting. It's making love. You're wanting to make love. And for your man, he will be so amazed when he starts to really, if he hasn't been in this particular journey with you, and he begins to really do this, he will find himself all new, all a whole nother level of prowess. Yeah. So much love to you. Don't blame yourself and don't blame him. You've entered a completely new ball game, and the new desires need to be established. So the last thing I want you to just think about is think of your whole body. As a woman now, your whole body is your clitoris. It used to be one little erogenous zone, maybe your boobs and your lips too, and that was enough. But now, where your waters pour from is a mystery, and it's how you're touched. It's not even where, it's how, with how much passion, with how much nuance, with how much fearlessness, with how much erotic intention. And if sometimes we feel like, well, we can't go there because we don't feel beautiful enough. We just feel like we used to feel so beautiful, and now we're not turned on by ourselves. So we don't even want the guys to, see us in our humiliation or whatever. But the thing is that if your lover can learn how to turn you on for hours beforehand about his turn on to you. And it's not saying, oh, you look so young. You're like, screw that. I do not. Oh, you look so much like a young teenager now still, honey. Shut the frick up. I don't want to hear about lies, But if he says to you, the way you look today, the lines on your face, they move me because I see, your compassion. If he says to you, the marks on your body from the child you gave me may bring me to tears, or if he says, I just want to savor you like wine. I want to smell and taste and savor you as long and as slow as possible. these are gifts of turn on that you can believe in, and they turn you on a level that is not about comparing you to something you're not. It's about showing his full appreciation of what you are and what you've become in your fullness, your full radiance. Much love, sister mama. We're all in this together. Much love. I'm your love life coach. Connect soon, okay?